As I speak, what's being described as a limited ground invasion could already be underway. We believe small raids are already being carried out inside this country by Israeli special forces. Well, let me just show you these images that came in from our cameras just a short while ago. You're looking at heavy artillery fire in border towns. Local media here are already reporting that they can see tanks in a town called Ramesh in southern Lebanon, although we haven't been able to verify or confirm that ourselves. But what is clear this evening is that a ground incursion is either limited or imminent, or it has already started. And the word limited continues to be used. Israel informed their counterparts in the United States and told them that they were going to do this. And of course, the United States has counseled Israel and told them to keep it limited in both scope and geography, because they're concerned that this could escalate into a much bigger war. Well, let's speak now to my colleague, John Sparks, who's here with me now. And John, for the entire week that we've been here, and we've seen all of these developments, from the pagers exploding, the walkie-talkies exploding, the targeted strikes on top Hezbollah commanders, and then the dramatic events of the weekend where Hassan Nasrallah was killed. The idea of a ground offensive has almost haunted this country for about a week and a half.
It's true, and we've got to this position very quickly, haven't we? The acceleration, the intensification has taken place, over 8 or 9 days. That is extraordinary. I'll go over some of the latest Lebanese media reporting tonight that they are hearing heavy artillery fire and tank fire in southern Lebanon. That sounds and feels like the ground is being softened up. This after a massive aerial bombardment by the Israelis. Sky News has confirmed from the Lebanese military, from the Lebanese army, that they are repositioning away from the Lebanese frontier. They are moving back. We don't know how far, but they are on the move. We also understand from UNIFIL, the UN has a force, a peacekeeping force on the border. UNIFIL have told us that they have gone back to their bases. They are not patrolling. They are not going out of their bases. They're not going anywhere, basically. And I think that gives you a very indication of what's going on. 3 Israeli towns in northern Israel, they have been declared closed military zones by the IDF, by the Israel Defense Forces. All the indications are there, all the signs that a ground operation, an incursion, is either just about to start or is already underway.
And while Hezbollah as an organization feels like it has been decapitated and their weapons, their artillery has been smashed and destroyed by the Israelis in the course of the last week, their top commander's gone, their special forces, the head of their special forces unit assassinated and killed, Hassan Nasrallah dead, one would think, okay, they're leaderless and there's tens of thousands of men heavily armed. However, many of them are battle-hardened from the war in Syria, for example. They have asked Israel to come in. We heard that from the Deputy Secretary General of Hezbollah today, saying, we are ready for you when you come.
This operation is fraught with risk for the Israelis. I think it was interesting that after the pager, the walkie-talkie explosions, Hassan Nasrallah, he held a speech, a much-anticipated speech, and in that speech, he said, I welcome Israelis to come into southern Lebanon. He said that it will be an opportunity for us, a terrible trap for you. He welcomed it. I think he was playing with words. I don't believe for a minute that he actually wanted an Israeli invasion of southern Lebanon, but that's what he said, and he said it for a good reason, which is that they believe, Hezbollah believes, that they are on a better military footing when the Israelis are on the southern Lebanese side. They know the territory. They're dug in. They have battle-hardened fighters, tens of thousands of them. One thing Nasrallah did was he sent Hezbollah fighters to Syria to fight on the side of Bashar al-Assad and ultimately probably kept him in power. That's the reason he's probably still there, after the civil war. They have come back. There are people that Hezbollah have who know how to fight. They also have tens of thousands of weapons. Many of those will have been destroyed over the past 8 days. Some won't. They may be repositioning them. Again, this is fraught with risk for the Israelis.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is clear. There is not much they can do about the aerial bombardment, but a ground incursion and fighting that kind of traditional warfare is a different ballgame.
That's right. Nasrallah said in his speeches, you've got the technology. We can't match you there. He was upfront about that. He said that after the pager and the walkie-talkie attacks. Clearly, the organization was reeling then. Now they've lost a huge swathe of their top military leaders. They've also lost their ability to communicate with each other. I mean, this is an organization that will be reeling. They don't even have anybody in charge at the moment. They haven't even buried Hassan Nasrallah. So, I mean, it is an organization in flux, a very powerful organization, the biggest military and political player in this country, but reeling. They're still dangerous, though. You know, they have people who know how to fight. They've trained. They've got a huge arsenal. Many of those weapons provided by the Iranians with guidance systems built in. And I think the real danger here for the Israelis is if it's not limited, if they stay put, if Hezbollah is able to maintain fire, if they retreat behind the Litani River, they're still able to fire on Israeli settlements in northern Israel. The Israelis can't get their citizens back in their homes. That's when it gets really dangerous for the Israelis. If they stay put, if they get comfortable, if they don't achieve their goals, that's the danger.